Alright, UK. Let's gonna talk about Brexit, yeah? Well, my name is Jarula. I'm from Romania, and today actually I want to talk to you about Brexit. And guess what? You should do it, guys. And let me tell you why you should do it. Because you voted on it, you know? So once you vote something, just stick with it, deal with it, own it, you know? Many of the people, they voted because they wanted to be out of European Union. They wanted to get out from under the ruling of Brussels, which are actually totally morons. Many people, they just voted because they are frustrated, because people like me from Eastern Europe or from other places are here. The thing that I want to talk to you about, though, is that actually you should be used with having foreigners here. You are a great empire. You brought a lot of people here, firstly like slaves, then you started allowing people to come here from the colonies. So you should have got used with it, you know. I guess you, first of all, you started eating curry after you took over India, right? Or countries like that. So you should get used with it. So anyway, I want to start with an example of people. I've been yesterday at Iceland, and actually I've done my hair like Ragnar Lothbrok in the Vikings during the last days. And well, there was one guy there that actually kind of offended me. I'm not quite sure what he meant by it, but he started talking about my hair, and I was like, well, I just did it like Ragnar Lothbrok. And he was like, no, you look more like Ivar. And I was like, no, I don't like the faith that guy had in the faith that guy had in the movie, you know. I'm like more thinking of myself like Ragnar, hard, powerful, stubborn, having one idea, getting it through, you know. And he was like, no, bro, I think you look more like Ivar. So in his English gentleman style, I think he was trying to offend me, telling me that I look like that guy that was born with boneless legs and shit like that, you know. So I don't know if it was that and if he was trying to offend me, but bro, if you really did try to offend me in your own English very polite style, guess what? I don't fucking care. But if that is what you intended, I guess you're really frustrated. And if you're frustrated because people like me from Romania are getting here and stealing your jobs, guess what, bro? I'm a food delivery driver. Well, I'm planning to show you this later. I'm actually a CA licensed as well, but I decided it's not worth it watching over your sorry asses, and I'll tell you why in the video later. But I'm just a food delivery driver, so it's not my fault that you are still a cashier at Iceland, you know. If you could have been better in life, you would have been better in life, you know. I'm coming here, I'm happy with the low jobs. I'm winning a little bit extra than in my country, and the thing I'm doing right now doesn't involve any danger. I've been a judo practitioner back in my country for 7 years. I'm a judo instructor, and maybe the family of my co-national that just died in England, the bouncer, they're gonna hear me and maybe they're gonna think I'm talking stupid things, but my opinion is he shouldn't have done that, you know. First of all, he wasn't a guy that did a hard sport. He was a tall guy, maybe had a little bit of power in his arms because he used to do handball. But look, I did judo for 7 years. I'm a judo instructor since I was 17 years and a half, and I decided it's not worth it watching over your sorry asses, because you asked for it. Well, not the normal people, and there are gonna be a lot of normal people that are gonna be, bro, it's not my fault that that stupid guy Tony Blair decided to hang around with George Bush and go in the Arab countries and do all that shit. And it's not our fault that Merkel decided to bring all of them here because she got sick of actually Romanian and Polish workers, which actually they were going in Germany. taking their salaries and sending them back home to build their own country. So Merkel, she actually decided she needs Arab people, that they're gonna destroy all of the Arab states, taking them down to rubble, and she's gonna bring here only the ones they don't kill, and those guys are gonna start buying houses, buying German cars, and they're gonna boost the economy. Yeah, I know it's not your fault, guys, so I'm actually talking for the other half of the English people, those that are generally frustrated, you know, because there are English people that they decided to Brexit because they want to get out of this big stupid European family, and it's not bad being friends with people, you know, it's bad being a very big family. And there are other kind of people that they just want to get out because they are frustrated, because they have not been educated properly, and they think if they're gonna go out of European Union they're gonna be better. Guess what, guys? Actually, you're gonna be worse. And I'm gonna try to explain you some things about economy. I did some economy in the school, not so much, but since I was a kid I liked watching politics and stuff like that. And the thing is like this: some of the people, maybe you've learned in the biology class about the amoeba. The amoeba, it's a once unicellular organism, you know. Well, that tiny being, it cares a lot about its own body because it's made only of one cell, you know. It's got like a part of the body she can reach out, you know, so she can move around. Well, she cannot cut her own limb, you know, she cannot lose that because she's made only of one cell. The idea is, once you start growing and you have more cells, it's just like the human body. You have your nails, you can start cutting them because they grow too much. You don't need all of your cells. I'm gonna have to pick up a delivery and do it right now. Stay with me. I'm gonna be back to you and explaining to you why certain members of the society, they are not useful today. So when you go into a big economy, some of you guys, you don't fucking care for the managers. It's not the Romanians people's fault you're Brexiting. It's not the Polish people's fault. It might not be even the Arabs that are flooding Europe right now. It's the managers, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So, as I was saying, guys, Romanian people, they shouldn't do security in England. You should watch your asses, and let me tell you why. Because you don't actually know what you want when it regards about your security. The moment I took my license, I've been working for a company, a few nights here, a few nights there, you know. And one of the examples, I had some guys, a girl, she was complaining about a guy pinching her ass. Then the guy, he was complaining about her pinching his ass. They were about like, oh, let's fool with the bodyguard, let's fool with the door supervisor, you know. The Romanian style, it was like, you know what, guys, if you don't stop it, I'm gonna pinch both of your asses and you're gonna be sorry about it, you know. That's my style. That's the Romanian style. That's how you get a job done. Well, it's not quite politically correct to threaten people, to do stuff, you should treat customers nice. Then I was working at a kebab shop and I had a club just next to me. I got friendly with the Polish door supervisor, and he was actually holding some guys outside. They were pretty drunk. One of them went holding himself next to the street furniture, to that fence, holding his elbows on it and putting his phone next to his shoulder, like hidden, so he can film everything, while the other guy, he was pushing it with the bouncers, swearing at him, doing a lot of shitty stuff, trying to be punched so he can have a proof, so he can sue the guy and all of that. And I was like, bro, don't do anything stupid. These guys, they're just looking to get some money out of you and call the police and shit like that. So the reason you don't get proper security, because guys like that, they should get slapped just a little bit, you know. Go home when you're stupid, come back tomorrow when you're sober, you know. The police actually expects from the security industry for us to be their friends, but of what I can see here in England and why I decided this CL license is not worth it, it's not even the police is trained enough here in England. I'm telling you guys, I've been a judo instructor back in my country. So anyway, Romania, we are kind of friends with Arabs. We used to teach them medicine and stuff long time ago. Even during the communism, we've been friends with them. And you're not gonna see Arabs planning terrorist attacks in Romania. First, because we are friends with them. Second, because we know how to retaliate. And first of all, because we didn't get against of them in the first place like your guys did. So that's quite another problem. You're already in deep shit with these guys. Word to anyone, bro, you could try it with the police. Don't try it with the delivery driver, you know. I'm gonna tell you something else, the kind of police, the kind of bouncers you've got here, you know. There are a lot of guys in the industry that they did some sports, but there are a lot of guys, they didn't do anything. I had a colleague in a kebab shop. We were supposed to like teach the people to stay in line because they wouldn't stay in line, wait for their food, you know. And there was a black guy there. He was doing the job very well. He was like, no, you know, you should sit here. What do you want? Some more chips? So that was the security job, you know. But I was like, bro, I'm gonna be outside. Just call me if you need me. You know, I was in front of the place talking to people, talking to the guy next door to the club. Closing hours. Everybody was coming from the clubs. They just wanted some food. Everybody was barging in. These guys, they were supposed to have a closing hour dictated by the city hall, and also by the fact that they didn't want drunk customers in. So we were supposed to keep the door closed, a few guys inside picking up their food and then closing the shop. This black dude, he was like putting his foot into the door, opened the door a little bit like that, and it was like, no, we are closed, you know. And even the girls, they were like, boom, 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 boom in the door, you know, we want to get in, and making a lot of scandal. And this guy, he was looking scared as a door supervisor, you know. Romanian style. I was like, bro, it's a little bit showery outside, it's raining, but you know what, you stay inside with these guys, help the kitchen serving them the chips, I'm gonna be outside, you know. Sitting myself in front of the door, people are coming, crossing the street from the center town and everywhere, trying to get some kebab food, you know. I was like, They're like, what? Come on, please. No. Well, your people don't know how to impose themselves anywhere because you have to be politically correct. I had this guy that was employing me, telling me one day I can't come to work with motorcycle gloves. You know, I took some motorcycle gloves on my hands. I was seeing what's happening. I was like, maybe I'm gonna get involved in some fight or anything. I don't want to get any aids from somebody if I'm punching them. I don't want to get, I want to like be able to grab a knife or anything, you know, if it happens. He was like, bro, you can't do that. If the police sees you or the customer sees you, they're gonna alert the police and they're gonna say you're actually suggesting that you are violent, and that's why the customers, they got angry. Bro, the supervisor is supposed to be violent. Well, not crazy violent, but it's supposed to be able to prove that he can be violent. The first thing in security is to prove that you are there and to prove that you are able to and willing to do the job, you know. The moment the bouncer comes at you with a tuxedo, and my connational, God rest his soul, he went there with a tuxedo, bro, I wouldn't get close to any pub in London without a bodyproof vest. I just wouldn't do it because you fucked up everything, guys. And even your people, I hear it all the day on the radio, on BBC, about knife fights. Me, as I was doing deliveries, I had some kids running away with the food, and then when I caught one of them, actually they got a knife out at me. And guess what? They were all minors. I was looking at them, I was holding one of the girls, she was a little bit chunky, and I managed to cut her, and I was like, well, I don't need all three of you, I'm gonna take this one to the police and we're gonna sort it out. And then one of the guys turned around and he drew a knife and he was like, release her. And I was like, okay, I can punch her, put her to the ground, take all of them down, another girl and two skinny guys. And then the police would have come and they're like, bro, did you just kick the asses of 4 minors for food worth of 40 pounds? That's not correct, you know? So if you're not allowed to do stuff like that, it wouldn't be nice, you know? It's not gonna be nice for you guys here. I'm gonna tell you the type of bodyguards that you get here. I have a guy in London, Mario. I hope you hear me, bro. Remember when we used to be cab drivers back in Romania, both of us? You used to stay back in the line, you know? You're like the 10th, 12th car. You're never allowed in front because we were another 10 guys up there, you know, taking the rich customers back home. He got into England, he's a bodyguard here, he's a bouncer. I actually saw on Facebook he's got a picture with the mayor of London. Well, guess what? If a guy like me would have had a beef with the mayor of London, Mario wouldn't be able to watch her ass, or I don't know, maybe not some, now it's like his ass. I don't know who's the mayor of London right now, but he had a picture and I'm like, with the mayor of London, bro, remember where you come from. You started from Romania, you doped yourself up with a lot of aminos and proteins. You don't have the balls for it, you don't have the training for it. I don't know, maybe you got some training meanwhile, but I don't think so. We know each other. So you got guys like this that when we were back in my country, he was the 10th person back in line. He was waiting there for other people. Now he's watching over asses of VIPs right here for you guys in England. The moment you are dealing with people that come from Eastern Europe, from Arab countries, you need proper bouncers like you used to have here, like, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, when they were even using baseball bats. Well, you don't have to go back to the baseball bats, and surely you don't have to use the baseball bat on the head of a girl that she's drunk and stupid. But I see policemen in London without guns, and I see it's actually quite correct not to allow guns in a very crowded city, especially if you have policemen which don't actually handle themselves with close combat, with armed combat. Don't give them guns. But as long as you don't want to spend money with the police, that's quite another thing. I see a lot of ads on my Facebook, join the police, join the constabulary, join the prison guards, join everything. Bro, let me tell you something. I've been talking here with a lot of people, and actually because I'm Romanian, because I'm from outside, people talk to me. You've got people joining the army just because they want English passports. They're like, oh, I hope these guys don't go crazy with the Arabs just for the next 5 years so I can get my passport. I can't give a fuck about anything else. I've been talking with people in all the places. Guess what? Nobody loves you guys. 70% of the people that come here, they just come because of the economy. Well, I don't hate you, I don't love you. The thing is, bro, you used to be a great empire, but you are falling down. The faith of big empires is to fall down, and it depends on you how you fall down, you know? You have a lot of people that they don't love you, and the only way you could make people love you is like killing all the elders, killing all the history, because you already killed a lot of people. You stole from Africa, you stole from different countries. That's why you're rich, you know? That's history. I don't care about it. You didn't steal from Romania. There are other people stealing from Romania. The Russians stole from Romania. The Germans stole from Romania. They owe us a lot of money. Even the Turkish stole from Romania. Guess what? At some point we understand that's history. That's old. You could say that a lot of people owe us. On the other side, you could say, Romanian, oh, you fought with the Germans in the first half of the Second World War against the Russians, and you destroyed some pieces of Russia, then you fight back. Why? Because we had people on both sides. We have part of our country in Russia, we have another half of our country in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Everybody was pinching from our pockets. That's history. The ability that my people, for example, we have is to grow, to work, and to build. The ability which, that's why I'm saying you should Brexit. I'm curious if you have it, this ability to grow and to build yourselves. I've seen here you have a rather good benefits system for the people. I don't say it shouldn't be and people shouldn't be helped, but I think they should be helped up to some point. What I want to tell to you guys, you're gonna Brexit. Those of you that are actually waiting the moment Brexit comes, that all the Romanian people, all the Polish people, we're gonna go home. We could go home, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I haven't seen so many English people doing food deliveries. I haven't seen so many people doing parcel deliveries. I've been doing that. I've got a lot of things to tell you about that as well. And anyway, what I wanted to tell you, there are a lot of English that love Romanian people as well. Even these guys, I've been working in security in other companies. So don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm feeling all of the English people are against us or something else. I'm talking only about the frustrated people, you know, that they only voted thinking about that. Bro, even if we go home, you're not gonna like doing food deliveries. You're not gonna like doing that. And you're not gonna get more money out of it. And let me tell you why. I'm thinking Brexiting right now is gonna be good because, well, it's gonna block the rest of my people coming here. So the work market is not gonna be over flooded. And actually the pay is gonna start rising. You know, we're gonna get a little 20, 30, 50p extra per hour every year. While if there are a lot of people coming in, there is a too bigger offer of employees. Well, the benefits for employees start going down. The employees can start pushing, like do extra hours, do this for me, do that. You know, because if you don't do it, somebody else is gonna do it. Most of you just felt like that when we came here. But also this helped your economy grow. If we go back home, let me tell you what is gonna happen. I'm living like close to London. It's about 40 miles, let's say. If I'm counting up to like center of London, it's like 15 miles from M25. Prices for renting houses, for anything, they are still big, very big compared to Birmingham, compared to Manchester and like small cities, villages in that area. Clearly, the people that, the young people that they need to rent houses, they're gonna be happy, it's gonna be cheaper. But the landlords, those guys that they own like 30, 40, 50 flats and even more, hundreds of flats, they're gonna get less money out of it. And they're not gonna be happy about it. And they're gonna try to pay less, the guys that work for them, and employ less people. So you're not gonna get the best out of it. Let me tell you the problem about globalism, because the one big issue you have here is that not only you accepted globalism, you kind of imposed it, you know. So the one problem with people in general is the higher you go up the chain, you start don't caring about the lower people under you. And what I wanted to say to you, actually, you're not Brexiting because of Romanian people, you're not Brexiting because of Polish people or any other people, you're Brexiting because of managers. I'm gonna make a video at some point to tell you maybe more things about places I've been working in. And let me tell you one thing, when an English manager gives a distribution route, it's a big company, you might have seen a lot of videos of this company from United States, guys throwing parcels and don't caring about shit like that. The first day I got there, and I saw my fellow Romanian people doing that. I was like, bro, somebody's waiting for that back home. Come on, bro, we're gonna get tons of it. You're gonna get tired of it, and we don't get paid well enough. I haven't only seen it with my people. What matters is that when you get an English manager giving the route to an Albanian guy, and that Albanian guy, the only way to get me to work, because I was already here, I was asking people for a job, and one of my fellows, he was like, bro, go to that Albanian guy. Hello, Louis. I'm glad you lost that job with the company, man. I know you have many jobs and you're cocky in front of the manager, and if they don't pay you better for that route, you can quit. Maybe it was a bad route as well, that's why you gave it to me. But hey, I'm glad you're out of that warehouse, and I have you're gonna pay the guys that actually sued you. When you give a job to an Albanian guy and you allow that guy to pay the people he brings whatever he wants, and that guy actually got me on training 4 days without payment. Then I started with £50 a day for the first week. Well, maybe he thought I'm stupid and it's not worth it to pay me legally. Then he paid me £60 a day for the next week. And you're gonna ask, what is legally? Because he was paying you. Did you pay taxes about that and everything? Well, I'm gonna pay taxes about that because we didn't get yet to the end of the fiscal year. And even if it's my second year here, the first year I've been here, I've been only working for like 2 or 3 months, so I didn't have, well, the company I was working for, I was fully employed, so they paid taxes for me. I didn't ask for them back. And now I didn't yet get to the end of the fiscal year. I was a self-employed, so we're gonna see about that. But when you allow a guy to pay somebody 50-60 pounds for 10 hours of work, that's bad. So at the end of it, I ended up after 1 month receiving 80 pounds a day for about 12 hours. I was supposed to reach the warehouse at 6 o'clock in the morning, the latest, because I was supposed to be out at 8 o'clock. That's a whole other thing. Guys that work in warehouses like that, they know what I talk, because the parcels, they are not sorted yet, they don't come in time, so you cannot actually fit up the van. The warehouses had the problem because they were changing the informatic platform they were working on. Those scanners didn't work. Maybe they got better now, but it was shitty. And I was supposed to get out of the warehouse, be at my first delivery. Alright, got interrupted there by a call. I had to go buy some lettuces for the shop and some pita breads. I'm gonna post a picture of myself right here somewhere when I get back home, with me carrying some lettuces on my shoulder, passing through the mall. Anyway, so I'm actually working today. I was talking about prices of housing being more expensive in London than north of the country in England. Well, you know all about that. If Romanian people will live, prices will go down for renting. It will be easier to get a house or a room for younger people. But I was saying landlords are not going to be very happy about that. A lot of people are actually living from renting one room maybe to some people. So if those prices go down, many people are gonna actually feel it in the pocket, because they're not gonna get so much money out of rents. And well, these are areas of the economy which you're gonna just have to sort it out. You'll see if you're gonna be happier or not. What I can tell you about it is, I was saying the fault is of the managers. I was saying about the company I used to work in, and actually the English manager allowed the Albanian guy to deal with the Romanian workers, for example, or other workers. And what happened in England, and why many of you guys were happy about Romanian people going home and feeling we've been getting your jobs, is because an English manager allowed maybe a foreign manager, because he didn't want to be the one to bend the rules and take the blame for it at some point. He wanted to be able to push it over somebody else's head. So he allowed a person, maybe a Romanian guy, maybe an Albanian guy, maybe a Polish guy, to bend the backs of the people coming here in need of a job, and there were a lot of people bending their back and accepting heavier weights, doing the stuff that you wouldn't do. And well, that's how the economy changed. Many of you people, well, you received your parcels quicker, you received your food quicker, maybe maybe a lot of you didn't receive your parcels because when you start bending the rules, things happened. What I can tell you, if you take a Romanian people or a Polish people and you give him a job with the same rules that would happen for you, if you English people wouldn't be rejecting the foreign people, and you would be helping them, telling them, look bro, you have these rights and you should actually ask for this right, and if the manager doesn't give it to you or he tries bending your back, well, I'm gonna actually help you do this and that wouldn't happen. You know, it's about understanding that us and you, the law people, we are part of the same community. So when you talk about Brexiting because you want to see people outside, well, the only people that are going to be left outside is going to be you guys, because the managers are going to always choose a worker that is able or willing to bend his back, that is going to do a little bit extra for the company because he needs it, you know. And while most of you people, you're like, well, I'm English, I should be ruling the world, I should be ruling the slaves because I'm English, I'm from the English Empire. Well, you're not going to do that, but you're not royalty, my friend, so you're not gonna get anything out of it. The only thing you're gonna get is what you're gonna get out of it is when you get, after going global and then go back to being alone again. You got used with having a lot of goods, you got used with not having everything. You don't need to produce everything because you can get it from outside. And what is gonna happen is that I see people getting scared, piling up stocks of medicines and shit because they get it from Belgian companies or shit like that, because you don't actually produce it locally. You know, I was hearing a guy talking on BBC about having a goose farm somewhere in Ireland or close to that, something like that, selling some liver goose to the shops in France. Well, that guy, he might suffer, guys, because I'm gonna tell you the truth, I haven't seen too much English people going to the burger shop and asking for a foie gras, you know. So if you're not gonna ask for a foie gras when you go to the kebab shop and you're gonna keep on asking for cheesy chips, that guy, he's gonna suffer. There are gonna be a lot of companies that are gonna suffer, and that's not gonna work for you. You went global, you went being part of a big family, and you're gonna be trying to live alone right now. And the ideas that some people are pushing to you that, oh, we're gonna start dealing with the colonies, with Africa and shit like that, guess what, guys? Those guys, they hate you. You've been draining up those economies for gold and jewels and stuff like that. You never allowed them to develop. You never allowed China to develop a very big project that they are trying to do there, an aqua project, you know, to develop those countries. Every time you've been trying, they've been trying to help them, you've been pushing back. Well, you're even getting out of the big European family. I hear Macron and these Germans guys, they are like, oh, we're gonna do a big European army. Who the fuck you're gonna think he's gonna go in that European army? Romanians again? No, bro. And Germany, let me tell you about Germany. I've been in Germany, and those guys, they're actually using English MPs, soldiers, military police outside of the clubs in the morning, you know, just to provide a little bit extra security. And that's what's happening in Nuremberg when I was there about 4 or 5 years ago. So they don't even have their own police doing their stuff properly, you know, and they need the military police to check out and to provide a little bit of extra security, extra nice image when the people get out of the club drunk, you should have the military police there, because they're gonna respect that, because they don't give a shit about proper police anymore. So that's not gonna happen. You guys have a problem because you're bringing people from outside to go into the military for you, and I don't think you're gonna go to war with China over Africa. So yeah, the Chinese economy is kind of cooling down, but if they're gonna manage to impose themselves into Africa with the help of those countries, they're gonna get their economy hot again. They're gonna boost their economy. They're gonna have their own granary down there in Africa. It's not gonna be only for Africans to eat out of it. The Chinese are going to eat from there as well. They're gonna have a nice run out there. I don't know about you guys, because not so many people love you, and if by any chance you would manage to keep us outside of England, you're gonna keep yourselves outside of Europe. So you have a lot of people that got married with people from outside, and you're not even having a correct plan about what you're gonna do with those people, so you're keeping your people outside. So what I see happening to England is what happens to every big empire. It's what happens to Romania actually as well, in regards to the Indian gypsy people we have there. The Romanian people, they are not doing so many kids anymore, at least not in Romania, because the economy is not worth it. But the moment they get in Germany, in England, and they get a good economy, actually they start making some kids. Well, the English people, they are not doing so many kids anymore, not the rich ones anyway. So you're seeing here other nationalities raising kids, and you're not happy about that. You have a lot of English people that they go outside of England with the riches they have here, or trying to look for something different, and actually they do have a word to say when it comes about elections, but they're gonna be a minority in the countries they go. So I don't know how happy they are about things like that, and how much they can change. I'm not against globalists. What I'm saying, you don't understand that, guys. Well, you went global, you got your economy depending on it, and you're going back on it. And well, let me see you guys if you know how to do all the things that we do for you. If you know how to do food deliveries, if you know how to wash cars. I've been talking to a nephew of mine which is working somewhere next to Manchester, and he was telling me the car wash there, it's only £3.50, and they properly clean your car manually, while here in Hampshire area you can get maybe the exterior done for £8 or something like that. So if these places, they work out with Romanian and Bulgarian and Albanian people, well, I would love to see you guys washing your own cars, especially the managers. I would like to see how that works. I would like to see how those frustrated guys, a Romanian and a Bulgarian guy and some Eastern European guy took my job. Well, bro, I would love to see how you do that job. I would love to see you washing cars. I would love to see you picking fruits in the fields, because you think if we are going out, you're gonna be a manager. Bro, you weren't able to become a manager or anything else while we were here, so you could have run over some people, you could have been the boss. You have 10 Romanian guys working for you. If you're still working for I'm not gonna say names of companies, because actually I went back into Iceland earlier, and that guy I was talking earlier with the comparison to the Vikings, he was actually smiling at me, so maybe he didn't want to tell me that I don't look like Ragnar and I actually look like Ivar the Boneless. So yeah, the idea is, if you weren't able now, when you had the slaves here, you could say, if you weren't able to become a manager now, I don't see you becoming a manager when we are going to be out of here. Nobody's going to put you in charge of nobody. There are going to be people above you. You're going to fall even lower in your level in work, because you're going to have to get done the jobs that we used to do. second of all, well, guys, you're gonna clearly have to decide what you want for your security, as I was talking earlier about providing security in different jobs. If you keep on doing it like you're doing it, and you're going outside and pushing the envelope of the bouncers and then calling the police because you want to make fun, well, if you feel like that's fun, well, you see the other type of fun that you have when people get stabbed, that when people get shot. I have one beef here with the Arab people as well. Guys, you have too much testosterone and you are too much brain stupid. You've killed a lot of Romanian people as well. You've killed one couple on the Westminster Bridge in London. You've killed this Romanian bouncer right now. I don't think you really have a beef with the Romanian people. My people should get out of the security job. Let these English guys deal themselves with this job. At least if they don't allow bouncers and people get properly protected, you know. And you guys, you should probably at least choose better your targets, choose better what you do, because you're gonna get us angry at you and you're gonna be in deep shit, because you know we can be even worse than you are. Most of you are proud that you've been Talibans. You can stand off the Russian Empire in your mountains. You can stand off the Americans for so long. You're not in your mountains. You're in Europe, and the worst people in Europe is the Romanians and the Polish and the Albanians. And if you get on the wrong foot with us, you're gonna be in trouble. That's what I'm gonna tell you for sure. I'm not happy about what is happening to your countries, but you have to be smart. I have people back in Romania talking about Palestine and what the Jews are doing right now. I don't have something about Jews. I have something about Zionists and the Holocaust they are causing right now. They could try to deal better with that thing out there, even if they need more real estate for their people. I do have something with the Arabs, because you don't actually understand. It is kind of a war you lost, at least some of the countries, and the way to win it back is not the way you are doing it right now. And I'm not even gonna talk about all that shit about CIA trained people and mercenaries that actually just play all this shit because of the capitalism, and because you will learn that things need to be destroyed in order for the capitalism to go along. That's quite another thing. But I'm gonna talk here because I just remembered about this, and as I'm in this video, and maybe I'm gonna attract more people with more ideas about Palestine. Guys, Palestine, it's a war that you already lost. The guys there, they already lost the war. You're not gonna be able to fight with the Israeli army. You're not gonna be able to fight with the Turkish army. You're not gonna be able to fight with the American household, with the American companies that they are run by Jewish people. The only thing I'm gonna tell to Palestinian people and to all Arabs as well is one word that I heard a long time ago, and I finally got to understand it. Learn, learn, learn. If you don't learn from history, it's gonna happen to you again. If you don't learn and you continue being stupid and taking stupid actions, you're gonna lose. Learn from the Jewish people, which I don't know if hundreds of years ago they left Asia because they were pushed by you guys, by the Arabs, or they just left because they wanted to populate the world. But they got in Europe, they learned, and they got the best jobs in accounting, in jewelries, in companies. And what drives world around is money. It's also guns, but the gun war, you lost it already. You need to think about money. So you also need to know how to cut your losses. This generation needs to cut their losses. They need to understand they lost the land under their feet. They need to find a new land. They need to thrive in a new land. They need to learn, like be educated. Get yourself as members in the society, and the next generation, maybe they're gonna have a chance to make Arabs great again. I'm gonna teach you a lesson from Romanian history, because we were conquered by Roman Empire by the same time that England was conquered. And what happened in the Roman Empire, actually the citizens of the Roman Empire, the newborns were becoming citizens of the empire, and they had any rights. So you're gonna check into history that actually about 13 kings from the Roman Empire, they were descendants from people in the area of Bulgaria, Romania and Macedonia, which were actually all coming from the same tribes, which were talking my ancestral language back then. So this is actually the same thing that happens into every empire, everywhere in the world, into every country. Just go, spread yourselves into the world, try to act, I would say natural, but not natural, because for you guys natural is to blow yourselves up. And I'm not going to talk about religion, because you go very crazy about that. I'm going to tell you that long time ago, before some European kings decided that they want to start wars with your kings, the Islam and the Christian church were actually very close together. They are not very far away. The only thing is that your religion got militarized because of the shit that happened hundreds of years ago. From your point of view, it might be right, but even this fight, the militarized fight, you lost it. So what you need to do is get more brains into it, go into the economy. I've seen a lot of Arabs that they are still not happy with Americans or this or that, but they do business. They do business, and through business they get to be better and richer than other people, and to have an influence in the world. Money is what influences things better than arms, because arms, well, you know, they get bought with money. So wrap your head around this. Stop all this stupid shit about killing some people here and there. As long as you don't kill the right people, don't do it. If you kill kids, if you kill women that they just go to work, you haven't solved anything, you know. And I don't think you're gonna get to kill the right people and the rich guys that are ruling the world, and maybe even I should get them killed, you know. So you should like sit on your ass as long as you're not part of the system. Learn how to be part of the system, learn to survive with the system, because that is the system right now. Get a job, get a life, have kids, populate the world, teach your kids, educate them, and who knows, 20, 30, 40 years from now, you're gonna have a word to say in this global world that is happening right now. I don't see this world going back to different countries. I feel like the world got to the point that we are very close to have one global economy and one global population. Even if it's gonna be like split into different districts, you know, all these countries are like districts. The idea is all these districts are actually run by rich people and politicians. Get involved into politics, get involved into making money. Try to get a different point of view about things. Everybody should try to get a different point of view about things, and don't allow the capitalism to get one generation of your family killed. just because some people, they need to make money because they're gonna rebuild over your ashes. This is happening to many countries. This is happening to different people. This is happening to Romanian people. This is happening in Ukraine. This is happening everywhere. And you don't want that. You want your family to survive right now. You wanna go through it. Save the memory of your customs. Save the memory of whatever. And the moment you can actually have a word to say in this system, start building up again, and maybe even teach other people. The way you are doing it is wrong, but you get other people even more aggressive against you maybe, and you're gonna be in deep shit as well. You're already in deep shit, but you're gonna be even in deeper shit, you know. So word to the English people, I don't know, Brexit guys, but be very careful what you do about it. Also, I wanted to say about all that fracking shit with the gases up there in Ireland, northern England or something like that. Bro, you're living on a freakish island. Getting all that stone dissolved to get the gases out of it underneath you, if that hole that is gonna remain there is gonna go down, all this island of yours is gonna go down, and also you're gonna be outside of Europe, by the way. Let's see who's gonna get you out there. There is nobody there for the people in Indonesia when they have a tsunami. Well, if you're gonna get a tsunami in England, you're gonna be underwater. You're not gonna get out of it if this small island of yours is gonna go down. Anyway, it's full of waters everywhere, and you can see how many rivers you have. So if you start all that shit with the fracking, because some companies, they want natural gas, they're gonna get the money now, but those managers, they're not gonna even live here in England. Maybe they're gonna have an airplane waiting for them, or a helicopter to get them somewhere safe. Normal people, I wanna see you guys when some natural disaster is gonna happen. Where are you going to go? I have a lot of things to say. I'm gonna make a lot of videos, I guess, at some point. For the people that want to see me out of England, the English people, bro, I'm gonna put a link with my PayPal. Just donate something to me. I'm gonna go back home and build myself a big house back there and a business, and I don't need England. For the people that actually want me in England and think that people like me, we should stay in England, and maybe we can help the economy, maybe we do something good. Also, you could like send me £1. Leave me a message, tell me if you gave me some money, what you gave me for, if you want me to stay in England, or if you want me to get out of England. If you want me to talk more about this, I'm not posting this on YouTube because I'm gonna become a vlogger. I'm not gonna do money out of that. I'm gonna have to rely on you guys and on my job. So let's see what's getting out of it, and I'm late for my deliveries.